Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the farm. She's the afternoon after the night before, I guess you could say. I'd like to say it was the morning after the night before, but getting to chores a little later in the day here. But my buddy Robin from Millionaire Farmer was over last night. We did a live stream on Smoke and Oak about inflation, so that was an interesting one. So if you weren't there with us last night, head on over to Smoke and Oak and check out that episode. Get rid of a bag of garbage. I gotta fire up the tractor and get a round bale over to the ewes. Last weekend put both flocks of ewes together. So naturally, instead of a bale lasting 2 weeks, or 2 bales lasting 2 weeks, 1 bale lasts a week. So get that fired up, and then I put the charger on it first, and I gotta go in the chicken house and check on the temperature of that compost there. Hopefully that's starting to heat up. Just trying to get the humidity right, or the moisture level right in that pile and get everything fired up. You can see in the shop here, there's all kinds of lumber everywhere. My wife's working on building not an entertainment stand, but it's kind of like that, like a shelving unit or something like that for the basement for all the kids' toys and activities. And just, if you go down there, the basement's more chaotic than the shop is on any given day. So try and get that somewhat organized. Just gonna get a Rubbermaid tote here. Got one here. I'm gonna fill this up with wood chips. I got a mini bulk bag over here of wood chips. That one right there. Got that from the sawmill. No, it's not even a sawmill. It's just a place that they grind up cull lumber and stuff. I got that a couple weeks back. It's been sitting in here. So I'm gonna get that one of these totes full into the chicken house, just to kind of keep everything balanced out on the floor, I guess. So in order to accomplish that, I thought, well, I need a little feed scoop or something like that I can funnel that stuff out of that bag into the Rubbermaid tote. I couldn't find one, so I was like, oh, I'll just cut open a milk jug. And well, you can see from the bottom that this one was not rinsed out. I didn't discover that until I cut it open, and then that hit my nostrils. So I'm awake now, that's for sure. Anyways, that's okay. A little bit of bacteria like that. I mean, that's kind of what we need. We need a little bit of microbial activity and get things working. So that's actually, believe it or not, disgusting but beneficial. So I just added my Rubbermaid tote of wood shavings to the chicken house. Checked on the compost pile. It's still pretty dry. In fact, the chickens every day, they're just like scratching and tearing it down. Working and tilling, that's what chickens want to do, right? They don't want to deal with this nonsense. They want to dig in the dirt and the grass and stuff. So they're doing what chickens do, and they're aerating that pile. It's beneficial. But yeah, I'm going to add another gallon or so of water. Which, I mean, it seems counterintuitive, right? Why would I want to add water to my chicken house? Why would I want to deal with that humidity kind of stuff? But you know, I want to actively compost. That's why, right? I could add all that fluffy stuff, and yes, it would be a layer of insulation, but it wouldn't actually generate heat. I think I can definitely tempt the sheep out of here. Those 2 calves, though, I think they look pretty content, so I might just leave them right where they're at, and I don't think they'll hurt nothing else. Even if they did walk away, I think I could probably round them up, no problem. Sheep walk away, however, that'll be a challenge. Boy, that sky back there, holy man, is that ever some beautiful. We've had a lot of really high humidity here lately, and lots of ice fog and freezing rain and all kinds of stuff. But boy, a sky like that sure is something else. Now these 2 calves over here, well, they can give a hoot whether or not the gate was open. They're just happy munching on their cud. We'll just leave them be. Go get a bale, fill her up. One thing I do got to do, maybe sometime tomorrow, is try and hook on that stock trailer and get it put away. That's just kind of where it landed. And I got the new pickup. I had highway tires on. I couldn't even move around here. There's just a slight little grade change going down that way. That was just enough to make it with those highway slicks. I couldn't even get up this hill, and Well, my intent was actually to get to the barn to load the ram. I couldn't do it. But I got some better tires on there now. So we'll hook onto it, I think sometime tomorrow, maybe midday. See if I can get it parked where it's supposed to be parked. It's not sitting in the middle of the yard. I just had to fire up the hose here to fill up the ram's water trough. My hope had been that the weather would be nice enough that all the water or the snow would melt off the roof and fill this, keep this trough full. Usually it does, but like I said, the high humidity, it's been hanging around minus 10, and just like cloudy days like this, right? So the sun never really hits that roof, never really melts anything. So at least the tap's right there. I don't have to pack water. All right, let's see if this bad boy will start here. Good business. Looks like even the big tractor stuck. Good thing I fixed the four-wheel drive on this thing earlier this year. Let's see if we can get out of here. Oh yeah. Great business. Better not hit Mama's shed with the round bale. That's why I gotta move stuff out of the way in here. I was hoping to skid that shed over, get these trailers put away. Eventually what's going to happen is I'll come out here, be mind on something else completely, and run a bale right into the side of that shed, or run over the back of that flat deck trailer, tractor. That'll be real popular. Getting this bloody net wrap off after freezing rain's just a treat too. It's all stuck and frozen in there, but of course I can't leave anything because one of these dirty buggers or one of those dirty buggers will get a gut full of it and die. That's one thing, you know, I could never understand. So you run into the odd guy that will just, maybe they'll cut twines, I don't know, maybe they won't, but you go to their yard and there's just twine everywhere, and you go out in their feeding grounds and there's just twine everywhere, and how the hell are your animals even still alive? If I get an IGA bag floating around the yard, guaranteed one of them will just be loaded up and off to the lake, so to speak. Come on, sheepy sheeps. Come on, sheepy sheeps. Come on back in. I got some fresh hay for you. Little bit of grain treats. You don't even know the grain treats are there. That's a surprise. In you go. As you can hear, Everest is in the barn. He's just so missing out. Doesn't like that. He's been this has been his hangout ground, eh? Been hanging out in here beside the sheep. Just not directly with them, because I don't want anybody to get nipped on the nose. I also don't want anybody to get head-butted, but I do want them to get to know each other. But if I got to move anybody, I just put him in the barn and close the door, and he gets rather offended. They still haven't found their grain treats yet. Oh, one's got her. Look at that. Oh, surprise, surprise. The rest of you are missing out. You better come figure it out first, because if these ones eat 5 pounds of grain, it'll be 4 little hooves up in the air by morning. There we go. Everybody can get a piece. Good job. All right, fella, come on back out. We'll see your friends. What are you two doing? What are you doing, mister? You missed your sheepy sheeps, didn't you? Hey, fella. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Well, it's getting on to be just about supper time here, I think, for the civilized folks. I got a couple more things I got to do. I got to shut this water off to the rams. That's all full. Get that hose drained. And then, speaking of hoses, I've got to pump out the sump in the shop. The wife's had her vehicle in there a few times and get all the ice and snow melted off it. It is nice for that, but of course that means that the sump fills up. Because like when we first built the shop and the guy come and poured the floor, he had a precast sump and everything that he dropped in. And he asked me right then and there, he said, because there's a septic tank that comes off the side of the shop. It's right here. Just in this, just you can't see it's covered in snow right now, but there's a tank right there. He said, well, do you just want your sump to just run into there? And I said, nah. What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. So now, of course, in the wintertime, I got to empty it out all the time. I got a little sump pump here now on a garden hose, and I can actually pump it out. But yeah, for the longest time there, I was reaching in there with pails and dumping it out, like just absolute slave labor, just working like a peasant for what, right? If I would have just had the forethought at the time, just like run to town, take 15 minutes, run to town, get like 40 feet of 1.5 inch ABS pipe, the whole thing would have just been automatic. No problem, no input, no work, super simple. No, oh, why would I need that? Oh, I'm gonna pay for that for the rest of eternity. Get out of here. Not moving fast, but better than packing it in pails. Our nieces are over right now for a sleepover party too, so we're gonna see if we can't fill them up full of chicken fingers and cake and ice cream and chips and all kinds, send them home with diabetes kind of thing. And I'm just kidding, but have a little sleepover tonight, maybe take them skiing, tobogganing, something like that tomorrow. It'll be a fun day if the weather's nice anyways. So anyways, on that note, I suppose it's probably a good time for me to go in and get a bit of supper myself before I turn into an ogre. So I'll let you go for now. Hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.